Good morning. I've just purchased a Leofoto ball head, and I thought I'd give it a review. I was asked to give a review as well by the suppliers. I do quite a lot of photography. I've done some commercial photography, particularly photographs of people, weddings, and a few beauty contests and so on. So it is important for me to have a ball head and actually a tripod that works well. So I had problems with my previous ball head, which actually I can show you here. So this is the previous ball head, and I don't know if you can see, but this knob on the side here tends to have a big overhang. I've had a couple of instances where it's fallen and they've broken. The release mechanism is complicated. I've got two plates. There's one on there. This is the other one. But you have to operate this lever and it gets stuck. So it hasn't been great. And the ball is quite small. I measured the ball actually as a matter of interest. It's about 30 millimeters, 33 millimeters or so in diameter, which is difficult to come across in the specification of the ball head. And it doesn't hold that well. So I decided that it was time to get a decent one, and Leofoto seemed to me to be a sweet spot. I went for the 40mm ball head, which I know that a lot of people talk about the 55mm as being ideal, but I came across some reviews which mentioned that it's quite big and bulky. And if I had a look at the weight capacity of the old ball head and the new ball head, this is certainly sufficient for my needs. So the box is quite small, just so you get an idea of what it looks like. But there are a couple of tools. You'll see at the very top there's a kind of multi-tool, which I guess is for opening it up. And there's a thread adjustment ring for, I guess, for the tripod, and an Allen key. The manual itself isn't that great. I've taken the ball head out. I'll show you that in a moment. But what I did appreciate was it comes in this bag. Now, I guess a lot of people might think that what are you going to do with the bag once you put it on? One of the things I'm going to do is, rather than have my ball head at risk of falling and getting damaged, this will fit very nicely over the top of the ball head when it's on the tripod. So it gives me the ability to protect the ball head as my tripod goes around its daily work. So let's have a look at the ball head itself. I opted for the lever release, which you'll see here. It's an Arca Swiss ball head, so flip out and the release plate won't actually come out, but if you flip it all the way around, it will. These two screws here control the sliding you saw a moment ago in these two slots here, so you get some chance to adjust it. It's nice and easy to use, quick and simple to clip in and clip out, so that is very appealing to me. I've also, this larger ball head definitely gives you a much better control over the use of the ball head. I haven't used it in anger yet, but having a look at the ball head and comparing it to my old one, adding on my lenses and cameras, I've got a full frame 5D Mark IV, which is quite heavy, and the longest lens I use regularly is the 70-200, and it has absolutely no trouble holding those at any angle. I like the fact that if you can see at the bottom here, there's a rim with the 360-degree markings and a clear mark on the actual ball head, so you can easily see, if you're doing a panorama, how far you're twisting the ball head at a time. I like that. It's got 3 controls on the ball head itself. On the left, as you look from the back, there's this large knob, which is the knob that actually holds the ball. And what's nice about all the knobs is they've got a definite travel. So this one stops, you loosen it and it stops. When it's loose, it doesn't just keep going forever. And when you tighten it up, it gets to the point, probably about a 40% of a rotation to tighten the ball head. And that's obviously what holds it tight permanently. So this is the knob that you'd use if you want to fasten your ball head. There is, of course, a friction. Friction, it End to end, it similarly has a controlled travel. End to end, it's about 2 rotations. I find that I'm adjusting it typically at about 20 or 30 degrees at a time to make it stiffer or easier. So it's very easy to adjust. You see about 20 degrees there makes it fall. 20 degrees further, it holds the plate on its own, and obviously a bit tighter if you had a camera on it, just to prevent the camera and lens from falling in an uncontrollable fashion while you're getting set up. Then the last control on the side is this one, which locks the panning. It has about a 2.5 rotation travel from side to side, and clearly locks the rotation of the ball head so it can't move. There are a few things I like about this. As I say, I haven't used it in anger yet, and I'm quite happy to give an update as I do. But it's definitely firm and very easy to use, very smooth. The quality of manufacturing is great. I really like the look of it. I also use, I don't know how many of you would use, this is I think it's called Black Rapid. It's a strap that I use for my cameras when I'm working, and it has a little hook that I can put through a ring on the camera to hold it. And what I like about the Leofoto is that the screw that goes in, that holds the camera in, you can pull this up. So I can leave this plate on the camera and hook it onto my strap. So actually it fits very nicely with my whole system. So it's ideal for me. Probably the only thing that I would look to add is, at the moment I only have this release plate, which came with, I think it's called an MP50, so it's a 50mm flat release plate. I think what I might do is add an L plate for my camera at some point. But other than that, I'm very happy. It looks great. I'll let you know how it goes when I use it in anger. I hope this helps. Cheers.